What's up, folks? I'm starting up this challenge. It's going to be really interesting. What kind of content will come out from me by doing this? And I figure I'm gonna challenge my brain a little bit, because if I do this challenge, I need to put aside my thinking mind and my way of thinking that everything should be in a certain way in order for it to be really good and in order for you guys to like me. So this is me stunning my brain and giving space to my heart. So that's why I have this I might screw this up challenge. I'm gonna keep it 30 days and see if I believe I'm gonna get some pretty good content out of this, because I do believe that when we give space to our heart, there's endless of wisdom within us, right? But we are always limiting ourselves with the way of thinking, with our mindset. So as I'm speaking in the beginning, I'm jumping from my mind to my heart. But as long as I'm just gonna start and not gonna plan anything, I don't have any paper around me. I don't have anything else planned. Just me in the camera and just giving room and space to my heart, because if I can go back and listen to this video, I might end up with some good nuggets to myself, because in the end, all the good advices that you give to others, it's often the best advices that you need yourself. So this is me making I might screw this up, and it is scary, especially when your mind is always like, Harrison, don't do this. It's like I was meditating a little bit, because I love meditating and just relaxing my brain a little bit. And as fast as I sit to just be quiet and close my eyes, my mind starts thinking about, well, you should sit in another position. Well, you should close out that sound. Well, maybe you should close the light a little bit. Like, nothing is really, really good. And that's how our mind works. And our mind is really, really strong, because I can sense my mind wants to drag my body up from the couch and just go and do all these things that my mind is telling me to do. But I'm sitting there and I'm just observing. And as the more I observe, the more I realize that craving that I had for me to stand up and shut off the lights or close the music or whatever, it fades away, and I'm still sitting there, right? So my mind is giving up in the end, and I'm letting the space just be. So I'm stunning my mind with stillness, basically. And it's really interesting, because when you start meditating, you get into different process. You bounce from different thoughts to different thoughts, and I don't believe there's any perfect way, because meditation is all about observing your mind, not escaping from your mind, but just observing everything that you are, because you need to embrace everything that you are. And your mindset, our ego, is all the bunch of information from our history, our past, right, that we've gone through since we were a child. So that's how it stores our life. That's how it keeps telling ourselves our identity, who we are. But we are more than our mind will ever comprehend. And that is something to stop and I wouldn't say think about, but at least try to grasp the feeling that your mind will never understand who you really are, and that will give space to something much, much bigger, because you're more than just your mind. You're just this divine being. Like, you have a force within you. You can call it whatever you want. Some people call it God, some people call it the divine, some people call it whatever. it's we can go through history, but the thing is about, it's all about stillness. For me, stillness, it's stunning my mind, and I believe it's a good thing to rest a little bit, because we're always in control. We always want to do things. I believe it's good to plan, though. It's good to plan, but don't forget that the only thing that really exists is the stillness of now, this present moment. So if we all could gather ourselves and just be in this moment without escaping with Netflix, or escaping with Facebook, or some other social media, like when you're just scrolling, it's important to just be silent with yourself. Feel yourself, how your brain is telling you to do all these things. And 99, probably 90% of all that you're thinking will never happen. It's at least not your worries and your problems, because a lot of those problems that you feel in your life does not exist. It just exists in your mind, and it's like in a delusion. But you will understand it more when you start quiet your mind more often, and you will stay humble within yourself, because you will find it's quite hilarious how the brain works, and starting to try to understand, because our brain is always trying to understand. So this is a figure of speech, to use this kind of word, but because you will never understand. But I'm still using my mind to work around. But if I give space without planning anything, like shooting this video without planning anything, the only plan is that I'm gonna press charge or press start and just start ranting. That's the only plan, and just let the flow capture me, and just let the content pour out, and we'll see what I can say, or what will come out, right? It's quite interesting, because this is how life works. So this is me ranting. This is gonna be a really interesting challenge, because I want to connect more with myself, with my core self, my being, because it's always going to be a balance in this life. We are doing everything that we are doing based that we are chasing something, right? We're chasing happiness, we're chasing safety, we're chasing love. But always, I've said it before, if you're chasing something, it means you're telling yourself that you are in lack. That's your brain telling that you're in lack of that emotion. But your being, it's abundance. You have everything within you already, and you can only find out and embrace that feeling when you are still in your body and your mind. And in the stillness, you will find a solution to everything. Basically, a lot of your brain is really smart. Understand that your ego will fight you in any way possible. You can just get to know your ego better just by sitting and trying to meditate. Try to sit and close your eyes, and you will start listening to your ego, how it will create such powerful story for you to not to sit, because it will tell you this doesn't work for me. I can't. I got to have a coffee, or maybe I had to have tea or music. It will tell you all kind of stories for you not to sit still, because stillness is the death of ego. And don't get me wrong, ego have brought us quite far in life. The way of thinking have brought us to this society, but there's a limit to the potential. Like, you have so much potential in yourself, that instead of wasting all this energy that you have listening to other people in order to find something, you will find it within you, because you have all the answers. So if you're still enough, your inner being will cover all those kind of questions that you have within you, all that you're searching for, the safety, the love, the happiness. It's an abundance within you, and there's not something called like, there's nothing really right or wrong to do things. It's just the way the brain is wired since we were kids, what we have learned, right? But there's so much within us. There's so much healing within us. There's so much everything within us that we can never comprehend with our mind. But if we surrender to stillness, if we surrender to the now, this probably sounds really strange for a few of you, but I'm telling you that a few people will jump on and see this video and won't understand anything what I'm saying, and that's okay, because if I were to see a guy ranting about stillness and being now and present and closing out your mind, I would probably I won't be able to listen to this guy or this woman either, right? Because I won't be in that space in my life. So only people that are in that space in their life will actually understand this message, will actually understand this challenge that I'm doing with myself. So this is going to be really interesting. I do appreciate you all for popping in. I know that this is my challenge that I'm doing for me, and there's so much to beneficial from this. One, I can improve my English. Two, I can improve my space of stillness, my space of feeling, understanding, or my space of accepting. More of accepting than understanding, because understanding is with our brain, but accepting, I can do it with my I can call it my soul, right? I can do it in my heart. I can accept that I won't know everything. I can accept that I won't have control. I can accept not having the control. I can accept that I might screw this up. So this is the reason why this challenge is so important for me. But this is day one. I'm in my kitchen. This is Walk with Harrison, and I'm going to keep it short because it is Saturday, and a lot of people need the rest too. So I really appreciate you for popping on. I will keep up this challenge. This is going to be really interesting content to listen to. This is how my kitchen looks like. Pretty fancy, I know. So this is all for me. This is Walk with Harrison. Take care. I really appreciate you. Stay in stillness. Be humble. Be you. Take care. Bye bye.